Today, we are introducing a psychological thriller mystery movie. The name of the movie is Oxygen. This is a French movie directed by Alexandre Aja. This movie consists of only 5 characters. The movie is happening in a confined space, so viewers with claustrophobia may take discretion. The movie starts with alarms blaring in the background. Signs of a mishap is seen everywhere, but we cannot see what is happening on the screen. Later, camera zooms into a person wrapped into some kind of plastic. The scene cuts to a lab where scientists are running experiments on rats. But the rats got killed in the experiments. Then the scene cut back to our protagonist. She is trying to escape from the plastic wrap around her. After some time, she successfully comes out of the plastic wrapping. But she was locked like a lab rat in a pod. She tried to open the pod with pressure, but it was all in vain. Suddenly the light in the pod turned on. Along with the light, the artificial intelligence in the pod also turned on. The artificial intelligence in the pod is named as Milo. It works like Siri or Alexa, but is more intelligent than them. Milo said only 35% of oxygen is left in the pod. But our heroine was not concerned about that right now. She is trying to figure out where she is. She asks Milo where she is now. She was also wondering what Milo actually is. Milo answered that it is an artificial intelligence which is constantly tracking the body changes our protagonist. It analyzes the body temperature, blood pressure and even minute changes in her body. But protagonist was not in a mood to talk. She was trying a way to get out of the pod. Milo understood that she is in trouble. So it asked her whether she needs sedatives or not. Sedatives help her to calm down and helps her to get a good sleep. But she rejected the offer. It was important for her to be awake and to be in good consciousness. She cannot afford to go to a sedation again. She was seeking answers for many questions. She started arguing with Milo. She asks it to let her out of the pod. But it seems Milo is not interested in answering the questions. Milo asked her whether she is interested in seeing her medical progress report. There is not much option for her. She agreed to see the reports. Milo told that the processor is damaged. It resulted in the leakage of oxygen in the cryopod. Suddenly the word cryogenics triggered her memory. She started to have flashes of some memories. She saw a hospital corridor in her memory flash. She saw a stretcher and many doctors and nurses. It was all messed up. So she assumed that she might be in a hospital now. So she tried to push the pod more loudly so someone can hurry and rescue her. But Milo warned her that the oxygen level is now at 33%. If she continues to move her body, then the oxygen level will go down quickly. So she tried to calm herself down. She figured that she is in a cryogenic pod only because of some health conditions. So if the pod is faulty, then the hospital authority will surely know it and will come for her aid. So she asked Milo whether it has informed the authority about the issue. Milo said it has already informed the issue to authorities that the message was received by them on time. She sighed with happiness. She asked Milo whether the authorities are on the way to rescue her or not. Milo said that they have not responded yet. Her eyes are filled with tears. But she tried to calm down. She controls her breath. Again her memory flashes in the brain. She saw more people in the memory. She asked Milo what is her registered name. It told that her name is registered as Omicron 267. She asked it to show her image. Milo projects a hologram image of her. She again had flashes of memories. This time she saw dead rats and saw herself suffocating in the pod. It was very unpleasant memory. Milo asked whether she need her medical report. She said yes. But Milo is now telling that the report is not available. This made her angry. Milo said that there is a technical issue. It will be solved in 7 minutes. She asked it to open the pod and let her free. She commanded it to unlock the door. But Milo said it is not safe to go out now. But she insisted in opening the pod. Milo is now asking for the password. She got angry again. She shouted that she is not aware of any password. Milo said it cannot process command without a password. She now asks Milo to communicate with police. Milo connects to the first number available in the system. The call got connected. She said that she is trapped in a pod at a hospital. The police asks whether she knows her location. But she was helpless. She could not even remember her name, phone number or address. She kept asking them to help her at the earliest. She is asking them to trace her call. But they are telling that the transmitter is not traceable. She asks Milo also about the location. The police now asks her to find any clues about her location. She searches for clues in the pod. She found the company name and serial number of the pod. The policeman told her that they are connecting her to the superior officer. But she told that she was comfortable in talking with that policeman, so please don't transfer the call. But policeman told that he will continue in the call, but just adds his supervisor in conference. Then the call got cut. She now asks Milo to scan her DNA and show search results of her DNA. It shows several pictures of her as search results. In one of the pictures, she saw her name as Dr. Elizabeth Hansen. She suddenly remembered that her name is Elizabeth and everybody is calling her as Liz. She suddenly heard a thud sound outside. She thought somebody must be here to help her. So she tried to make more sound. At the same time, the call got reconnected. The superior now introduces himself as Captain Moru. He asks how much oxygen is left in the pod. She tells only 31% is left. Milo told that she can survive only 40 minutes with this oxygen. She cries and asks the officers to find her. But they replied that she is still untraceable. She shouted that they were lying. Police replied that, as per serial number, your pod was destroyed 3 years ago. She now asked Milo about the medical report. Milo replies that she is physically all right. This makes her confused. She thought she is the pod because of some grave illness. But now, she is sure that someone has trapped her in the pod. This thoughts increased her blood pressure. Milo asked her to stay calm. Milo also offered sedatives for keeping her calm. Policeman is also trying to keep her calm. He told that a team has already gone to the pod company. She asks him to get the admin password of pod so that she can get out of the pod. Police agreed. The call got disconnected again. The oxygen level is now at 29. Now a robotics arm came towards her with a syringe of drugs to calm her. She got afraid and broke the syringe. The arm went back inside. Suddenly the speaker started to play nature sounds to keep her calm. She slowly went to sleep. Then again Milo warned her that oxygen level went down to 24%. But Liz was confused. How will it happen? How can oxygen go down so fast? Oxygen level is now 23%. Liz now see glimpse of a handsome man. She asks Milo that whether it can find details of Elizabeth Hansen in internet and social media. Milo fetched the required details for her. She understood that Elizabeth is an expert in cryogenic technology. She has already published several articles and journals on the same subject in reputed magazines. She is even a Nobel Prize winner. Liz now understands that she is trapped in the pod by herself. But she could not find any reason for trapping herself in a cryogenic pod. She continues to probe into the social media accounts of herself. This time she sees that she is along with the handsome man she saw in the memory. She understood that the memory was real. She now remember that his name is Leo Ferguson. She acts quickly to solve the mystery. She tells Milo to dial number of Leo Ferguson from the directory. The call gets connected. A lady took the phone. Lady asked who is on the other side. Liz asked for Leo. She told she wanted to talk to him. She also told that she is his wife. But immediately the call got disconnected. Liz tried again on same number. The lady warned her not to call on this number again and disconnected again. Liz tried several times to contact. But this time no one took the phone. She is now trying to escape from pod. But oxygen level is 21. She saw a rat coming out of the pod. But it was all her hallucinations. Milo warned that her body pressed is increasing. It asked permission to give sedatives. Liz now agrees to it. The robotic arm came again with the medicine. But this time she took the needle forcefully from the arm and used it to open the pod. But she got a heavy shock from the pod. It was a security measure for the pod. Now a call come from the police officer. He told that they are at the cryogenic pod office and will get the codes soon. But suddenly the oxygen level is dropped to 17%. She asked the police about her husband. But the police is telling that there is no such person. But she can hear some suspicious audio in the background. She understood that she is being duped by the police. She argued that she has a husband. She now commands Milo to show the old photos again. But surprisingly only her photo was in the social media. She is quite confused. She was sure that Leo existed. The police pushed the fact that she might be hallucinating under the stress. The police told that she was a doctor. She now gets the glimpse of Leo again. But he is ill now. She replays the previous call. Now she clearly hears that someone instructed police to tell that she was hallucinating. She calls back to police and shouted at them. She asked why are they cheating her. They told that Leo is no more. They told she cannot leave the pod, even if she has the password. Police told that she is in a cryogenic pod in the space. There is no gravity or air outside the pod. There was some technical problem. She was not supposed to be awake now. The pod was designed by the person on call. The passengers on pod were put into hypersleep to save oxygen and food. They were supposed to wake only when they reached the destination. The plan was to send her to a new planet and colonize that new planet. She was not supposed to be awake until they reached there. The lady on the phone told that she should go to hypersleep before the oxygen level reaches 2% or else Liz will die. But since the processor is complained, Milo cannot put Liz to sleep. The oxygen is getting low. She desperately tries to open pod. She asked Milo that how much pod are in the spaceship. Milo told that there was a meteor impact which destroyed many pods. Liz asks whether Leo is in any pod. Milo shows her a pod with Leo. The lady is happy now. But suddenly she understood that Leo had a scar on his face. But this Leo is bitter having it. She suddenly understood that she is just a clone of her original version. Leo is also the same. Original Liz has transferred her memory to the clones in the pods. Elizabeth herself is the founder of cryogenic company that built the pod. Liz and Leo in the pod are like lab rats of real Liz. She was sad to understand that she is just a clone. She records a heart-touching message for Leo in pod. Then she tried to put herself into hypersleep. SHR has the intelligence of original version. After long procedure she puts herself into hypersleep. But she went to hypersleep when the oxygen was at 1%. When she goes to sleep, the old covering reappears on her body. The next shot is at the new planet. We can see Liz holding her hands with Leo. Both are happy. But the story is a bit of open ending. The movie is not giving us assurance whether we are seeing the real Liz and Leo that we saw earlier in the movie. It might be a clone. But the answer can be chosen by the audience. Hope you have enjoyed today's video. See you again with another video. Till then, bye.